It's recording now. So yes, raise your hand or write in the chat if you want to show your assignment. Jared, excellent. Okay, so Jared, can you send me through the chat your glitch?
Yes, give me a second.
Yes. Excellent. So before that, so how many are we? Are we now at this point? 25. Oh, we don't. Just hello, the people that just joined. I didn't realize that you were in the admin room. Just remember that it's better if you get with your institutional account. Otherwise, you go through the admin. Um, and in that way, I can have a better record about the amount of time that you were connected and so on. So I truly recommend you to be connected with your institutional account. Okay. Um, Saying that, I'm just checking a couple of examples of the glitch project. So we're checking the one that Jared just submitted. This is the assignment. It has a couple of things here, ranges and things like that. It has and these complex code that is based on the code that we did. So if I share it with you guys, oh, nice. Let me see because I don't hear it. Okay, that's it. And then you have oh nice, you have a master volume, and then you have a panning, right? Which is working, and you also have a low pass filter. Nice. It's a nice variation. Jared, could you explain just a little bit how do you manage to do it? Where do you find information? Why did you decide to do it? And things like that, please.
Well, the first time I tried to load like samples, as you said, like the last week, but I wasn't able to manage that. So I decided to add the sliders in order to manipulate some parameters of the audio. I started with trying to manipulate the attack and the decay.
Okay.
But it it was like freezing in the first at the first when a ball hits a wall for the first time, it got like stuck, and I decided to try it with the volume, and it worked. um, I connected the that slider in the in my volume.gain linear ramped value at time, and instead of a value, I wrote like the ID of my slider and dot value, and that worked. And I followed the same methodology for the other sliders. That was all. I changed the parameter of random colors in order to be like light colors close to white. That's all.
Yes.
The rest is it's like just edit the visuals.
I see. Okay. Well, yes, I think we can start to share the codes that everybody did, and then if we share the codes, then you will be able to see the work of the other students, and therefore you will be able to go to the code and check how did some people solve for example, the samplers, and some people the envelopes, and so on. Okay. But it's okay. It's okay. Okay. Um, Anybody else that want to show? Raise your hand if you want to show it. Come on, come on, come on. Yes, I know that you are shy, but you can do it. I mean, this is
If you want me to share, let me just open it.
Ya le
Give
voy a
me
decir.
5 seconds.
you who was speaking, sorry?
Emerson.
Emerson, could you send me through the chat your link?
Yeah,
What
yeah. Give me
that?
5 seconds and I'll send it to you.
In the meantime, you guys can check that the variables of the sliders, right? The variables that Jared decided to have, they are these sliders, right? And these sliders, they should have an ID, which is this slider, for example, the panning and the FL. And then probably, as we did in some of the, here is the code that is doing my slider get element, and then is adding the input as we did in one of our previous examples. And in that particular case, it's changing the panning pan value of play a sound, okay? But what is interesting here is that, oh,
It's now in the chat.
pardon me?
It's now in the chat. Sorry.
Okay. Oh, the panning is getting, oh, the pan value here. Okay, so here is the place where you are actually getting a pan value. It's okay. So let's go through this one. Oh, nice. Can you hear what is being played?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, it seems like a cat.
Nice. How can I decrease the volume? Nice. Who, Emerson, right?
Yeah.
Emerson, could you tell us a little bit how did you do it? What did you do exactly?
What I tried to do was like to have cats, like meows,
Okay.
instead of the signs. It was a little bit tricky because I found the way to, of course, put the audio into a buffer, and I could reproduce it, but the problem was that I couldn't change the pitch. So I had to use something called rate, and with another mathematical formula, I could get the value of the MIDI note, and with a comparison, I could do the pitch change.
Let's see. Okay.
Something funny about that also is that I have to take the pitch and the tuning of the first of my original sample. So I have to modify it in Logic, so I could get like a meow in D, because I wanted in D, but it's only just like.
Emerson, could you send us also the editable, because I don't have access to the code. Okay. One detail, yeah, I don't think, Jared, that nobody can change your code unless you gave them access. They can duplicate it in their own user account, but they cannot change it unless you gave them access to be able to edit. So don't worry about that. Okay.
The code is now in the chat, Professor.
Okay, your code is here. Okay, it's here. Are you sure? Oh. No, I think you are still sending the editable one.
Now, yeah, I think no.
Yeah, that one.
Sorry.
It's okay. Nice. Okay. So what are the difference? Probably you should have a place. Oh, load image. Why are you loading an image?
I tried to load the image of a cat, and I wanted to do the cat like be bouncing instead of the rectangles. But I got like incredible stress because it was some kind of
I see. I see. Oh well. To
last
be
minute
honest,
thing I tried to do yesterday, but
okay, we can work on that also. I mean, I just want again that you understand that with such a short amount of time, I cannot teach everything, right? This is only one class. If you are really into learning all of this in detail, probably you will have to do a master's in music technology, and then you can spend all the time in coding. But for now, we just have to move on and move on, because there are many other topics that we have to cover. But it's extremely simple to load an image. I can send you a code to do that later if you want to. But yeah, it's okay. So you have the, where are you reading the sound? That's the place where I want to see. Oh, okay. So you are deciding to use fetch and then data and then array buffer and then the code audio. Where did you find this solution?
oh, this was a solution I found online on the web audio API reference of Mozilla that we have been using.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
And something nice that I reading after the code and like getting more into it is you can do an array, or instead of just one cell per buffer, you can do multiple sounds in one buffer. And that was something interesting.
Nice. Yeah, it's nice. There are many ways for loading the sounds, many ways for downloading information from one page, which is basically what you are doing when you are downloading the WAV file here. So what you're talking about the pitches are these ones, right? You are getting the rate 2 to the power of node to the play minus the sample rate over 12, right? And this is the way in which you are getting the rate, and then you are using the rate in the rate here with the playback rate value, right? And then
exactly.
Nice. Okay, there are nice. That's good. Let's give another one more example. Nice. Thank you for showing your work. Another one, just one. Come on, don't be shy.
Can I show it, teacher?
Yes.
Alright.
So could you send it, please?
Yes, give me just one moment.
It was a lot of stress, I guess. Yes, but don't worry. Coding is learning a language. The first 10 years are the hardest. So don't worry. Okay. Okay. So who's sending, Gustavo?
Yes, teacher. Here it is.
The editable one. Okay, nice. Okay, so here we have another way of thinking the code, probably. And let me just okay, and then let me close this one. Okay, so we have here, probably I would ask you, if you don't mind, I mean, this is not mandatory, but it is really recommended that you modify the readme.md file, right? And then here you can try to edit. I won't be able to edit here, but if you go here, you write here your code out saying, oh, what I was trying to do this and things like that. Not for today, but that's fine. So you're getting the P5. Oh, when the ball hits with the bounce, oh, you have thresholds, ratios, or you have sliders here, and probably then you are using the sliders in some point around here. You have creating balls, then you have your draw with the bouncings, you play sound where you are getting elements by the sliders. That's good. Are you using web audio files? No, you're not using audio files. Okay, let's give it a shot. Okay. I don't hear. Oh.
It's more interactive. You can start moving the sliders. For example, the high shelf filter.
What is the ratio from 12 to 1?
Yes. If it's all the way to the right, it's like non-compression is happening.
Oh, you are applying a compression.
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear. And the threshold?
Also,
Part of the compression. The attack and the release. Is this time?
sorry.
The attack is a value of time or a value of amplitude?
Of amplitude, I think. But it should be of time.
Oh, I like it. It's nice. It's you're creating a meditative ambient. I like it a lot when it is soft.
Thank you, teacher. Personally, for me, when the high frequencies are hitting, they were too harsh for me, so that's why I decided to use a high shell filter.
Okay. Nice. Oh, it's good. You can do yoga. You put it and then you start to do yoga. Okay, that's good. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
you,
I like
teacher.
it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do also is, if you, obviously if you don't mind, I guess you don't mind, I'm gonna share all your codes. I'm gonna share all the different projects in a public page so we can see the work of everybody. Okay, that could be also very nice. But we're not gonna do it today because, as you can see, it's 9:22 and we have only 3. But today we're gonna change a little bit the dynamic of the class, okay? Because I've been speaking a lot over the last month, and I've been speaking and speaking, and probably you're starting to get a little bit tired about me speaking all the time. So today, what are we gonna do today? Do you still use Bagamon for your training classes at your yes?
Like a long time ago, teacher.
No.
Yeah,
No.
long time ago.
But you have a class for training, don't you?
I still have it, but yes,
Yeah.
like 3 years ago, I think.
Okay, but pretty much in your degree, you have to take a ear training class, as far as I remember. So that ear training class, at least when I was teaching that class many years ago, we were using this software called Bagamon or something like that. Do you remember? Bagamut. Do you use it? Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
I use it.
Okay. What I want you to do, guys, and I'm going to do the following. I'm going to split this class in groups. I'm going to split these groups in group of 4, okay? Or actually maybe of, how many are we? We're 30. No, this is a huge group. So we are going to divide this group in groups of 5, okay? And you will have 40 minutes to start and ideally to finish a small web page where you have the following. One button. You press the button, okay? And you hear a scale that could be major, minor, major, or minor harmonic. You decide how many scales do you want to have, okay? And then you have a button for saying if it's that particular case, if it's major, minor, or so on. And a small text that says if you are right or wrong, and a number of events, counters that says how many goods and how many bads are you having. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's another project, so you have to share it. You have to.
I have a question.
Yes.
How many like times opportunities do you want to have?
Oh,
like,
for
I don't
now
know.
we don't have opportunity. You just have one opportunity each time that you press the button, and then you don't have any more opportunities. Okay.
Okay.
Only one opportunity, and actually, in order to make it simpler, at this point we're only going to have 2 different scales, major and minor. However, each time that you press the button, the scale starts in a different pitch. Okay. Each time, so basically what we have is, let me share you my screen one more time. I'm going to share my screen one more time. Okay, maybe I can use this one. Can you see the screen? I guess yes.
Yes.
It's a web page, okay? It has one button that says play, okay? It has one button that says major. It has one button that says minor, okay? And it has a small counter here that says good ones, a small label here that says bad ones, okay? And then I press the play button and I hear a scale. And then I press minor. And then I got, it's starting in 0 here. And then I got a 1 here, okay? And that's it. Well, okay, I cannot play the buttons anymore. Then I press the button play one more time, okay? And then I have, oh, and then I say it's major, and then I have one good and one bad, okay?
It's like a Magamut.
Exactly. We are gonna write our own Magamut, okay? Does that make sense?
Yes, teacher.
Is it simple? Is it difficult? Is it easy cake? You are suffering, or you? What is
It's
your feeling?
impossible to do.
Suffering.
Impossible.
Yeah, it's very
What?
hard.
Very hard. Anybody here that says, "Oh no, it's not hard"? No, Emerson. No, because that would be a mess. It's better if I just put them by random. Okay, it's gonna be by random. You are gonna have, and then what I want you to do is first try together. I will go group by group. I will visit your small rooms, okay? But you will be in this particular situation, okay? The best thing is that one of you guys create a glitch project and share it with the others, okay? And then you just have one web page for working all together on that code, okay? Don't split the work. Don't say, oh, you do the graphics and I do the code and you do the sound. Try to work together. Just speak and don't do that. Oh, why don't we do this? Why do we do an array? And so on and so on. Does that make sense? Why are you laughing, guys? Is that exciting? Not exciting? I don't get it. I don't get your faces.
Nervous faces, teacher. It's about nervous.
It's about what?
Nervous?
Again?
Nerves, that they're nervous.
I don't understand. What are you? Okay, I don't know. Okay. The bolita programaron pagamos. Yes, exactly. That's what we are gonna do. Okay. I mean, don't worry. If you get a struggle, we're gonna have the rest of the class for finishing the assignment. But for me, it's important that you start to work in teams and together. Okay. So I will be visiting your groups. So right now I will stop the class. I'm gonna not the class. Where is it? Because it's here. Okay. So breakout rooms, yes. Assign automatically. Oh, let's participate. No, I don't want you to choose because I was really bad when I was a boy and playing football, and then nobody chose me never. And I was the last one, and it's very horrible. So no, I was gonna do it by random, okay? 1, 2, 5 participants, 4 or 5 participants, and they are 6 or 5. Yeah, okay, we're gonna do then 6 groups, okay? Assign automatically, okay? I will be going one by one just to check how are you doing, okay? I recommend you to speak in English, although maybe you're going to start to switch. If you switch and I go, well, you will have to speak in English when I'm with you guys. And that's it, okay? Okay.
Okay.
Do your best. I will be going again group by group, and we will go work with this behavior maybe 45 minutes at the most, okay? See you. Huh? Oh, how can I do it in order to have them by random?
Híjole, no se pudo, profe.
No se pudo. Uy, lástima.
Rico cumple 30.
Ni modo, vamos por unos tacos ya.
What? Now, let me see, because theoretically it was possible. Let me see.
Teacher Muffer said a really good idea about a team of 30 people.
Okay. No. Okay. What do I need to do? Group of 6. And why isn't it? I'm pretty sure I've been managing to do it by random. Let me. Let's breakout rooms not started.
There is a button that you press to send everybody to the groups, but I don't know in which window is.
Close all rooms. Let me close them again. And then let me recreate them. Assign manually. Recreate, assign automatically. Yes, that's what I want. Assign manually. No, let's participant choose room. No, assign automatically. Yes, that's what I want. So I recreate. Okay, that's it. All done. Okay. See you. Darío. Resume recording. I think we were recording. Pause record. It is recording. Okay. So what else do we need to do? We need a real scale. Okay. We cannot modify this scale because we are always gonna go back to this real scale. So now we have a real scale, and then we need how to iterate over an array. So again, JavaScript iterate array. How can I iterate over an array? Okay. And it seems, for example, that I have an array and I can do something like this. Oh, fancy, right? I can do array for each element, blah, blah, blah. Oh, thank you very much. I'm stealing this piece of code, okay? And then I'm saying, oh, this is important. Should we go through the major or the minor? Oh, so it is here. I think I'm giving you a lot of hints. I don't want to give you a lot of hints today. I want you to do it. So I will stop in this point, okay? Just this is the last part that I will do, and then you will have another half an hour for working, because I hope that this is working for you, okay? Why are you sad? Because do you want—
Professor?
Yes?
What does the array function is doing?
I will show you that in 1 second. So what I'm gonna do is, first of all, I need to do, if the type is equal to major, okay, then I will do blah, 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 okay? If, on the other contrary, right? If the type is equal to minor, then blah, blah, blah. So what am I gonna do here is I'm gonna go through the minor scale. I'm gonna get one by one the elements, right? This is just a fast way for doing a for each element in the array, okay? It's just a shortcut. Instead of doing for a variable I equals 0, while I is minor than minor total size, I plus plus, then minor I. This is the traditional way for going element by element. With this technique, I is increasing, and in that way you are traversing a scale, and then you're getting a 0, and then a 2, and then a 3, and then a 5, and then a 7. Does that make sense? But this is too long, too long. We are in a hurry. We are in a, well, no, we're never in a hurry, but we are trying to do this quickly, right? So this is just minor for each. Element will be our element of the array. And what do we want to do this? Well, we want to do this, very simple. I want to do the, I want to do the following. A real scale dot push. What do you want to push? Element plus what?
Plus the root, plus fundamental.
Excellent. Plus fundamental, right? Plus fundamental, okay? Otherwise, this is the same, but instead of being, this was major, okay? So at the end of here, console.log, real scale. This is just one way for doing it. Let's see if this, actually we're still having a problem here. And now it's working. It's working at first time. I'm gonna cry. Okay, so we have 60, 62, 64, 65, 67, 69, 21, 22. We do it again. This is that a major or a minor?
It's
Major.
Okay, now let's do the next one. Phew! Look at this. This is different. It's starting.
Minor.
Oh, yeah, but it's starting a different fundamental, which is something that we want to do, right?
True.
Another one. Oh, this is minor. Starting in 63, right? You see that? And these should be useful for you. Okay? Now, that's enough. I didn't want you to give you this information.
Teacher, could you copy the code and send this through the chat?
No, I'm not gonna send it to you. Okay. No, of course I'm gonna. Yes, I will send it to you. Actually, what I'm gonna do is sending you the. Why is this? Oh, because I have to do this, right? The code. I mean, probably in your particular code, you can use this in different situations, okay? So you don't need to convert these to frequencies until you really play the node. There is something that you still have to solve, which is concerned with the delays of the web audio API, because it's how you are in another place. This is not play scale, actually. This should be something like build scale, because in this particular case, we are just building the scale, right? And then the other function, which is actually playing the scale, okay, playing the scale is where we are going to actually generate the sounds, the notes with the proper delay, and so on and so on. But so what about if instead of this, we are going to do return, okay? And we are going to return the real scale.
I got a doubt.
Yes.
Regarding the array function. What you do with the array function is calling the elements that are in your variable.
Could you, sorry, I didn't get a question.
So when you use the array code, you're calling the minor function or the elements inside the variable function, inside the variable minor, sorry.
Here?
Uh-huh.
Yes, the for each is this, your question, okay, one more time. Your question, please.
Let me try to organize my ideas.
It's okay.
With the array function that you're writing, what does the array function does?
Which
Basically.
array function?
O sea, ¿para qué sirve la función array? Eso es lo que quiero preguntar.
Oh, okay. Which array? We don't have a function array.
O sea, la que escribió en vez de measure for each.
Could you point me the line of code that you are mentioning?
Wait, let me.
17.
Oh, the major for each, the for each.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because okay, the for each is just a fastest way for let me do this. Let me do this. Wiki, okay? I have an array. If I do control copy, I will erase this code. So I hope that I didn't. I hope that that doesn't happen. I did control X, so it's in my buffer of my memory. So I should be careful with this. Okay, I have an array, right? My array it's equal to Juan, right? Maria. Oh, Mary, and Joe, okay? Does that make sense? If I want to go one by one of the array, I have two options. I can do for integer I, oh, well, not integer, for a variable I equal to 0, while I it's minor than array dot size, right? I plus plus. And then do something like console.log.array index I. Yes? You understand this, right?
Yes.
If I do this and then I go through here, oh, it's not a size. How do you get the length of an array? Length of an array in JavaScript is, oh, it's length. It's not size, it's length. Okay? So it's not size, it's length. Okay? So if I, oh, length, am I doing something wrong? TH, what is going on here? Oh, maybe is this? Yeah. And then as you can see, I went Juan, Mary, and Joe. Okay.
Okay.
So the other way for doing this in a faster way is just saying array, the name of my array for each, right? And then you have here is one element. You can call it my one, or my element, or each one, or whatever, or I, or element, right? Or mío, or whatever, okay? Does that make sense?
Yes.
And then you go, and what was it? It was a flag? No, it was it this one? Console.log mío. I think it was like this, okay? And as you can see, the first time we are traversing both the for and the other one is for the for each. Yes?
Yes.
The only thing is that this is faster than this. You see? So that's what we did here. Now, in the player scale, it's okay. We are going to do this first thing. In player scale, we're going to get my scale will be equal to build the scale, okay? We're going to call build the scale. Why am I having this in two different functions? Because that's the beauty of coding, because you can split the actions. And then here is missing now. Start to play in. Here, all of this is Web Audio API. Don't forget to convert, okay? Yes, this was a lot of help. 8:44. We need to stop at 9:10 10 in order to finish together. Do you want to keep working by teams?
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's good. I know that we can learn a lot with this class if I explain the things, but I also pretty sure that you learn a lot if you struggle yourself and you collaborate in the code. So I will give you another half an hour for continue with your assignment, okay? The code that is here is already in there, okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks.
See you. I will be visiting you again, okay? Rene, can you hear me?
Yes.
Were you in a group?
Yes.
On which one?
Let's see. I don't remember.
Because here it says that you haven't been assigned, but you were assigned, right? Did you change your account or something?
Yes, I stay. I can found.
But you were with whom?
The names about with my team stay in the glitch. Let me see. I stay with Juan Carlos Garcia Romero, Fabian Vasquez Ponce, Carlos Arturo.
Okay, room 3. Okay, that's it.
Thank you, teacher.
Yes. me see if I'm recording. Yes, I'm recording. I just want to know how are you doing. Just because I truly want to finish this before the end of the class, I need to do it. Okay. Some of you already have it, and some of you are a little bit struggle and things like that. Okay. So this is a good moment where we can share ideas, where we can see that we are doing fine, and so on and so on. Okay. So first of all, this thing sounds, and because this thing sounds, we do need to turn on the audio engine of the browser. So in some place, we need to turn the web audio API, right? The variable audio context, it's gonna be equal to something. And remember that the audio context.
You're not showing the screen, Professor.
Oh, sorry. If somebody can share me the code. Are you there?
What's that?
What's going on?
Oh, sorry. No, I shared the other screen. So where are we? Oh, here. Yes. Are you there?
Yes.
Okay.
Hola.
Can you share me the code where you turn on the audio context of the browser? Just the web audio context equal window context or window get window, yeah, that one. Okay. This particular piece of code that you are sharing to me, I need to put it in a place where I already know there was a human interaction action, which probably is in the play scale. So this is important. I need window audio context. Oh, but I need the other second line of that because that's just a way for doing. Then I need to do Arturo. After that, you have a second line that is saying something like this, I guess. Context, yeah, that one. Okay, but in my case, it's called audio context. Okay. And then this audio context is a global variable. No? Okay. That global variable is that. Now, I have a scale. When I do this and I build the scale, okay, we should remember that at this point, I will have a scale. Here, I will have a scale, right? And then if I go here and I said play sound, I do have a scale, okay? Yes, does that make sense? Because I'm not hearing anybody.
Yes.
Okay, now I need to play it. How can I play it? Well, I need to go note by note of my here. I need to go to play note 65 right now. Now, 1 second later, play 67. Then 2 seconds later, 4 seconds later, okay, does that make sense? Well, how can we do that? Did everybody solve that or people get a struggle with that? I need to know. Can you put in the chat if you get a struggle with that? Just one yeah. I struggle, too cool. I had struggle, todo cool. Okay. I want tacos. Okay. Somebody else, I need to know a little bit. No, come on, say, okay. That's good. Okay, so I just want to know that we are not wasting time and you did all of that. Okay, first of all, how can we create a note? Just very simple note. We already know that in order to create a sound, we need an audio context, right? Create, please remind me, oscillator, right? Create oscillator. Is this right?
Teacher,
You're missing Annie.
yeah, it's
Pardon me?
misspelled. Created is misspelled.
Oh.
Dice crate.
Create oscillator. Is that fine?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, and this is an oscillator. My variable oscillator, okay, is gonna be an audio context create oscillator. I know that I can start it at any point in the future. So now I also need to connect it. For now, I'm not gonna put a volume for now. So that means that my oscillator should be connected to my audio context destination, right? I know that that's gonna play, and I also need to start it at some point. And I also need to know, I also know that I have to stop it at certain point in the future. One way for knowing that is audio context dot current, is that current time or something like that? Could you remind me?
Yes, it's current time.
As a function or as a parameter?
No, sin los paréntesis.
Okay, that means that it is a parameter, not a function, okay? Like that. Now, remember, and this is very important. I know it's late that we want to go to sleep, but this part that is here, it's a moment in time, is the present. This is the specific present in audio time, okay? That means that this plus 0 would be immediately at this point, and this one plus 2, that means that this will stop 2 seconds after the present. Does that make sense? Everybody?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
now,
teacher.
we also know that we want this to play in a specific frequency. So we need to say oscillator set, how can we do that? Set value, no, it's oscillator frequency dot set value. Is that proper? To 440, when set value, is that the way that I have to write it?
I think it's without set, only value, dot value.
Frequency. Oh, but just remember that if we do it in this way, the people that is working with Safari is having problems. So we need to use the longer set value at time something. No, I don't. Oh, yes. I don't want to open the other one, but I think I need to do it because frequency set value at time.
Set value at time. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Set value at time. Thank you, Fernanda. Thank you, David. Okay, so that means that this is set value at time, and I want to put it on 440 when I want to do it right now. Okay, right now I want to do that. Okay. Any question with this section? Any question with this section? No? Yes?
I honestly don't understand why it says 440 then audio context and current time. I mean, that what does that do or does?
Oh, that the set value at time is a function that requires 2 parameters. First, the value that you want to put, and second, when do you want to do that change? Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So we are saying, please put that oscillator into 440 when right now. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thank
and
you.
then also start it right now and stop it 2 seconds in the future. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, everybody.
Yes.
Well, now,
Yes.
why? Because this is going to sound extremely loud and it's going to be annoying. I also going to generate my gain. So I'm going to create a gain, which is equal to an audio context. Is it create gain, right?
Yes.
Yes, right?
Teacher,
then-
I have one question.
Yes.
Why would we put first the destination and then the frequency set value at time? because in the last exercise that we did, the one of the balls, first we put the everything, the set value at time, the start, the stop, and the end. We connect everything.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Why?
It doesn't matter. It is, I mean, first you can turn it on and then you can connect it, because it's going to happen so fast that at this, in this particular context, it doesn't matter. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, if you feel more comfortable doing this in here, we can also do it here. Okay. It's like getting the pen and turning the light, or turning the light and getting the pen. In this particular context is the same. Okay. So we have the oscillator connect audio context. Now we are not going to connect this to the context, but we are going to connect this to the gain, and then we are going to connect the gain. We are going to connect the gain dot connect to the audio context, right? Just so we can have a volume, right? And then we are going to change the volume of the gain dot set value. No, gain is actually gain, right? The parameter gain of our object gain, which could be confusing. So I'm going to call this volume instead of gain. So we don't have gain.gain. Okay. I'm going to change this to volume. Okay. And then dot gain dot set value at time. And we're going to change this set value at 1. Okay. Set value at 1. And then we're going to set this to 0.1. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
If I run this, probably this. Yeah, it played for 2 seconds. I had a sound that played for 2 seconds. Okay. As you can see, I can make it play for 1 second. And now this will play for 1 second. Okay. But with this, we want to create a scale. But we already have here the scale, 60, 62, 63, 64. So some of you guys decide to do the following. Play one sound. Play the second, play the third, play the fourth, play the 5, play the 6, play the 7, play the 8. Okay? Yeah, this is horrible. Okay? As you can see, this is not a proper way for doing a code. Okay? This something is fishy here. Something doesn't smell good when you start to do these kind of things. Okay? So what should we do?
Try
a for a loop.
Use an array.
And a for through the array of nodes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what can we do? But look again. We did it phase by phase, step by step. Now that we know that one node is working, then I can do a for integer, right? For a variable I equals 0 while I equals minor to what? I want to go my scale what?
Dot length.
Dot length I plus plus, right? And then this piece of code that was generating one node now is gonna be generating, okay? Now it's generating many nodes. How many nodes? As many as my scale. But then what is the difference between node and node? When it happens and the frequency it has, right?
Right.
So the variable frequency, it's gonna be equal to what? We need to convert our node. First, we need to get the node. How can we get the node?
The real scale?
Actually, it's not called real scale. In this context, it's not called real scale because we rename that result that we are getting from the function. We decide, just for architectural purposes, to have one function for building the scale, and this function will return something, okay? And then in the play scale, we are calling the function. As you can see here, as you can see in this particular context, we have this build the scale. We are calling this function, right? But this function is returning a value, which means that this function is building the node, and that particular result happens to be now on my scale variable, okay? Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, that means that now our variable frequency, or actually my current node is gonna be equal to what?
My scale.
My scale what?
Length? No.
No, because my scale is an array. We want the first element, then the next element, then the next element.
Dot value?
No.
No, between brackets I.
Exactly, I. Okay, why? Because now it's, remember that this is a 4. Remember that this is going through my scale. Imagine, just for example, that this turned to be a major scale starting in 60. At this point, we should remember that this could be a random thing. So this 62, 64, 60, 60 whatever, 69, I'm done now, okay? So the first time we are saying, give me from that scale, remember that I is something that will go through 0, and it's going to be 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, and then 8, because it's a 4 that is iterating one by one. That means that first we want the node 60, then we want the node 62. How can we get node by node? Well, if we use the number that is indexing here one by one, right? With this inside this 4, knowing that I is increasing by 1, we can use the I as the index of our array. Does that make absolute sense? Yes?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so now that we have that, now we are getting 60, 62, 64, 60, whatever. But we need to convert that into a frequency. So we can say variable frequency or real frequency what? We need to convert the 60 into the frequency. What should we do?
MIDI to FREQ.
MIDI to FREQ.
Of my scale.
Pardon me?
Of my scale, right? MIDI to FREQ of my scale.
Of my scale index I, right?
Current node, no?
But we already decide to go step by step, so we have it here in the current node.
Yes.
Right? Of course, we can do this, and we can do this directly. Okay,
but it's the same.
This and this is exactly the same. Okay, but just for clarity purposes, we decide to go step by step. Okay, the balance between how compact you want the code, it depends of the speed, but this is more clear. Now, instead of having this 440, we will have the real frequency, right? Now, could you please turn on your cameras, everybody? When I see in your eyes that you are understanding, I feel that I'm doing my job. When I see in your eyes that this is not working at all, I have problems. So, are you understanding everything that is happening in this code? Jose Luis.
Yes, teacher. Well, so as you're saying, I'm trying to
Okay,
get
let
with.
me see if I'm recording. Yes. So the people that is getting a little bit lost, please go back during the week to this video. Push pause and try to go at your own pace. And if you get a struggle about the array, you have to go to a tutorial and check the array. If you get a struggle with the for loop, you have to just YouTube for JavaScript for explanation, and you will have 2,000 people explaining this. But it's important because we are building this knowledge on top of the previous material. So it's important, okay? It's very important. So let's keep going with this, okay? Okay, now that we have this one, we have a problem. These notes are playing always at the beginning of the scale, which is not what we want. We don't want chords. We want a scale. That means that we need to generate a pause between note and note, okay? So we can do here something like what? Like, for example, this will require what? Instead of being a fixed number, what are we gonna use in order to put a pause that depends on the note?
It could be like a counter.
But you will already have it.
So we can just place the I there.
Exactly. So if we use I, then the first note will be played when this is 0 immediately, right?
I plus 1, doesn't it?
And where on this section?
On the stop.
On the stop, exactly. We need the I plus. However, if we do plus 1, we are going to have a problem because if we do I plus 1, the first note is going to start in stop in 0 and it's going to stop in 1, right? Stop in 0 and stop in 1. And the second note is going to start in what?
Yeah, we need to consider the length of the note plus the stop. So if the note length is 2, we need to sum that with 1.
Plus I minus 1.
No. Plus 3 or 2, depending of the length of the note, right?
Of the previous note, right?
Yes. So what I want everybody to notice is that if we just keep this code starting in I and stopping in I plus 1, the first one is going to stop in 0, starting with 0 and stopping in 1. But the second note is going to start in 1 and stopping in 2. And the next note is going to start in 2 and stop in 3. And there won't be any pause. And that is not very musical. Usually notes has a small pause, right? So we need to create that little pause. So maybe what about instead of adding plus 1, we just add 0.5. Okay? For now, we can do this a little bit more interesting. But theoretically, this should work. Oh, it didn't work. I have a problem in script 41. Could you help me? Because set value at time on audio parameter is not working on line 41. The frequency, I think it's not set value at time, real frec audio context current time. Can we note what is going on here? Are you sure it's oscillator frequency set value at time?
Yes, I'm sure. Real frec.
Where current node is my scale, where I is this. I don't see any mistake. Console node, console.log. Let's see if the real frec is giving us something proper. Yes, real frec is giving us 3.85. Oh, that's not.
Guayderrito.
2 to the power of real freq. Real freq is getting the current node, where current node is getting my scale. What is going on here? Console.log.current node. We are getting the 64, and then we are converting the number 64 to a frequency, but it's non-finite at 9. To microbro, what's that? 6.01 to the, this is a scientific number that is e to the power of this. Okay, something is wrong in this function as far as I can see. MIDI to frec of the 60 should be, are you sure we are having this 2 to the power of the MIDI node times 69 divided over 12? Can anybody notice something wrong here? Let's do a test. Instead of doing real frequency, I'm gonna have that 40 here. And this is working, okay? Okay, so the problem, as you can see, that this, I don't know if you're hearing my computer, but this is working. But real frec is not working, okay? If real frec is not working, that means that the conversion from the value 60 to become a frequency is not working. MIDI.
Maybe the MIDI to frec formula, it's wrong.
The MIDI to frec is different than the one I have. I don't know if it's, I have a minus instead of a ese en vez del por.
It's here, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, who sent us that phone?
Me.
Okay, okay. So I think this is gonna work. Okay, let's check this. No, this is still having problems.
Y creo que al final se multiplica por 440.
Oh yeah, that's right. For 440, right? That's it. Now we don't have envelopes here, and that makes this this sounds horrible, right? We need envelopes here. So this is something. Okay, and then we have a scale. Something that is also happening that is not very nice is that it's very simple. It's extremely simple to notice if we have 1 second of sound. So we need to make this scale to play faster. That is something that you will have to fix. Now that we have the scale, okay, that's it. Now, if I play it again, what do we need to do in order to play this a little bit faster? Probably instead of having a direct I, we are going to multiply I by 5.5, for example. Okay? Does that make sense? Now we're not using this as seconds, but as an index for multiplying for the seconds, right? So we can do something here like creating a variable. Are you still here, guys? Yes. Node duration. Node duration is going to be equal to, I don't know, 1/4 of a second. Okay. Node duration is going to be 1/4 of a second. So we are going to put here 1/4 of a second, and then we are going to add here. Okay. We need to add here plus duration, right? It has to add this, right? Plus no duration over, or no duration times 0.7, for example, right? You see what I'm doing?
Teacher, wait. I get confused in this part. Can you repeat this part again, please?
Yes. Instead of having I, because if we tie I, and I is increasing as an index number, then we have seconds. I becomes seconds and it's too slow. So instead of using I for the time, I'm using I as the multiplication of the real duration of the node. So when I is 0, instead we had this before, right? We have this before. Now we are using I to become an index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. But then the first node is going to be 0 times whatever, it's going to be 0, the starting point. And the stopping point is going to be 0 times whatever is going to be 0 times the node duration, which is 0.25 times 0.8, which is going to be something like 0.20 or 30 something, okay? And the second one is going to be 1. 1 times node duration, that means that it's going to start in 0.25, right? And the other node is going to start in 2 times 25. It's going to start in 0.5. And the third is going to be...
Teacher, if you're writing, we can see what you're writing.
Oh, you cannot see my purple line?
No.
No.
No? No, here, nothing?
No.
Okay. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna do this. The problem now is that you probably are watching my code too small, right? What about there?
Yes, indeed. It's very small.
What about there?
Maybe if you make your window a little bit wider, we can see it better.
Can you see there?
It's
better.
Yes, I can see.
Yes, is it better?
It is.
Okay, and now you can see, right?
Yes.
My purple lines?
No.
You see my drawings?
No.
Está lagueado.
I don't know what the problem could be. Un break, Arturo. No, I think because we were working by teams. Un break. No break today. Because otherwise we're not gonna finish. Sorry, Arturo. Let's make it. Let's make it. Okay. So why cannot draw? Okay, let's do this. I don't know why today my drawing is not working.
Or maybe close the application for the drawing and reopen it. I don't know.
It's not as simple. I'm on a Linux computer and can you draw? Can you see?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Okay, so first we were using leaving the drawing mode. Now how can I clean? Okay. First we were using I. First we were using Yugu. We were using I, which is going to 0, 1, 2, and 3 for making the pause. So we were using this as seconds, which was too slow. It's too slow. So if we just multiply I times a constant, okay, times 0.25, well, instead of having this as seconds, we're going to have the first sound in 0, and 1 times 0.5 is going to be 0.25, and the second note is going to be 2 times 25 is going to be 0.5, and 3 times 25 is going to be 0.75. So because we're multiplying I by a constant,
I didn't understand. It's because it's in order to get the second note starting at 0.25 and the third note in 0.5.
One more time.
I didn't get why it's I and why it's not just seconds.
Oh, because in the first example that we did, we used I just to test that everything was working, right? But the scale was too slow. So we need to find a way for keeping I, because I is being used as the index of the node, but then do something to the I in such a way that that numbers become another numbers. Okay? Yes, Pablo says, según yo entiendo, la multiplica para escalarlo. Not más grande, but slower. We want to make it faster. Because we want to make it faster, we need to make the pauses shorter, the notes shorter. We are just multiplying the I by a constant, in this particular case by 0.25, in such a way that we make it slower. Does that make sense?
Yes, better. Thank you, teacher.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Sure?
Sure.
Truly sure?
Really sure.
Okay, so let's go back to our code, which is, I think, is here, because again, okay, now, you can see my code, right?
Yes.
But this, we decide this to have a number in the top, just as a global variable, and then we multiply the ending, because remember that we need a moment in time for the starting, a moment in time for the stopping. So when we do this and we play it, did you hear it?
Yes.
Was it major or minor?
Major.
Major.
No, it was minor. Minor.
Minor.
Okay. Now, the only thing that is missing now is the other buttons for doing the comparison. Because we are going to do the comparison, be careful, because type now should be a global variable. Okay. Type that is being created here should be declared as a global variable. Okay. Okay. Type should be declared as a global variable. When you build the scale, it will become major or minor. And then when you have a play scale, that's fine, because we are using the play scale, that's fine. And we need another button for the comparison. So for now, I'm just going to do another thing. Well, we actually need a couple of buttons, right? We need a couple of buttons. One that says major. This is button which is major, right? And this is minor, right? And then, we have 10 seconds, we have 10 minutes. Minor, and this is major, right? Major, and this is minor, right? Does that make sense? I'm adding just 2 small buttons. So here in any part of the code, I will have the functions major and minor. I will have the functions major, right? And then I will have also the function minor. And what should I do here, guys?
I was thinking maybe an if.
Okay.
An and. For example, I don't know if what is played is major and you push the button major, it's correct. But if what it sounds is major and you select the button minor, it's wrong. It's like an if and an and.
You don't need an and, you just need the if. If.
But what?
Where are we holding the type of a scale that has been created? Where is the variable? Type, exactly. So if type it's equal to what?
Major.
Major.
If type is equal to major, right? Then console, this is fine, right? Good, right? And here is the same, but with what?
Minor and bass.
Then this is bad, right? So now I have here, was this major or minor?
Major.
Sopas. Major is not a function. So, what happened here? Can you help me?
¿No lo puso con J al principio? La
Vale.
función.
Let me
No,
see.
¿verdad? No. Eso lo había puesto.
Oh, what's going on here? What is going on here? Function, function major, function minor. And our buttons, type button on click major and on click minor. What is going on here? Major and minor. And here we have function major and function minor. This is not good. Function. What is going on here? Let's give it a shot. Uncode type in index 19 of index 19. On index 19.
No, the index in the HTML.
Okay.
Yes.
But what is the problem?
Button type. Maybe we need another name. You cannot repeat one click for the three.
3 buttons. No, this should be fine. Major and minor. Why it says it's not? Maybe. Okay, major function and minor function. Okay. Let me see something. Major fun and minor fun. Why do you say it's not? Good. And this is not doing, okay? This was minor. No, this was major, okay? A couple of things that we need to do here. We can do the else. This one will be bad, right? This will be bad. Oh no, we are doing this wrong. This is also good, guys. A mistake in the logic that we were having. If it's minor and the type is minor, then it's good. Otherwise, it's bad. If we press the major and the type is major, it's good. Otherwise, it's bad. And it seems that major and minor are functions in JavaScript. They are reserved words. They are like truncate or they are something. So we need to use another name for the functions. And that's it, okay? This is minor. Good. This is minor. Good. This is minor. Good. This is major. Good. This is major. Good. And that's it. All set. Okay. So we are done. Okay. Good. 3 hours and you have a Bagamon working. Okay. Now for next week.
No,
Ratings.
no, please.
Okay.
Oh, no.
For next week, extend this code in such a way that you have more type of scales. Okay. And also chords. So you also have a section in your webpage for testing chords. If it's a major chord, a minor chord, a major with the 9th, a major with the 7th, or a minor with the 7th, and that's just the Bagamon. At least 2 more scales and the section for chords. Okay. I pretty much just copy and paste. Just be careful with your times and be careful with, and the other thing is your counting. if it's doing good. Do you remember that we want to be tracking of the good and bad, how many goods and how many bads? Just global variables, and each time that the bad happens, you increase that variable and then you write it on the page. And if it's good, you increase that variable of the good ones. Por equipos, my only concern is that I don't know how to keep the teams that you were working with. Yes, it's fine, but you should work with the teams that you had before. So if we do that, I guess I just can go here, take a snapshot of this, and then yes, I think that's it. Okay, as far as I can see. So let me just grab a picture of this. And I send it to the chat. Okay, select the area to graph, take a snapshot. And then save it, groups, save it. And then I send that to the WhatsApp. Okay, so I'm going to stop the class. I'm going to stop the recording